And we're live. We've got a new college champion. We got NFL playoffs. And we got a bunch of free NFL coaching vacancies. So let's just get into it, huh? Hoping you're enjoying the new graphics we put in for this intro. We are a live show now. We're getting with the times, and I just don't like editing. I am your host, Duchesnes, as you most certainly know, and my co-host Tim here is laughing at our new intro. How's it going, Tim?
I'm good. I forgot about those reface pictures. Holy cow, those are awesome.
Yeah, I hope they don't look as pixelated on the stream as they do on my computer, but whatever. We have fun here, right? It's in the description. So yeah, we got a lot of news actually this week, and I think we should just start. Well, the most breaking news is Joe Judge, but I was ready to start with college football because college football is over. We got a new national champion. Georgia takes down Bama. Georgia was a 3-point favorite going into this game, and the line never moved. And I always thought Georgia would win the game, but I couldn't believe that they were a 3-point favorite. But because the line didn't move and everyone's saying Bama, I took Georgia, $50. And I watched them not win for the first half. And then I started playing a game at halftime. I missed the third quarter. And I missed the Zimmer White touchdown where they go up. So then I start watching the game again. And Bama goes right down the field, 72-yard drive, kicks a field goal. And then you see the Stetson Bennett throw fumble that the guy lackadaisically, unintentionally grabs. And Bama gets the ball at like the 16-yard line. So I'm not a very superstitious man, but I was like, you know what? This isn't going well when I'm watching it. This is coming off of the overtime Chargers Raiders game, and I was like, I'm gonna go to bed. You know, $50. Either I'll win it or I won't. I'm not gonna sweat it tonight. And I woke up a happy man. But what did you make of our new champion and the game itself?
Congrats to Georgia. Their defense that everyone should have known was going to be top tier, as they were all season minus one game. They really came out and showed what they were made of. And Alabama couldn't put the ball in the end zone. They could get it down there, but they kept kicking field goals. But we look at those plays, there's not a lot of receivers even open or available to make plays. And I think that was a big deal with Mechie going down earlier in the season and then them losing Williams, that they might have just not had the firepower to break loose and even make plays besides their tight end making some plays down the sideline.
Yeah, it's hard to give Bama the benefit of the doubt of not having enough firepower, but I will say you lose your top two guys, and that's hard to make up even for a team like Bama. And I think it was just confirmed now that it was, in fact, an ACL for Williams, which obviously sucks. I wonder if he comes out still or not. I know our friend Levi at Fantasy Players Club detailed how it could have hurt him because he might not have been eligible to receive the insurance that a lot of players do. TLDR on that, but I'm no doctor, all right. I'm no Edwin, but it looked bad and it looked like it popped, but he walked off and he was able to walk without much of a limp. I'm just saying he might have avoided, other terrible structural damage, but that's just my very uneducated opinion. Hopefully he can recover just fine because he relies on that speed. That's what he had, was just that crazy first gear. And we hope that he's able to come back. Do you think he enters the draft still, or you think he might come back now?
I think he's going to go. I think it really hurts, though, because like you said, his speed is his attribute, and him not being able to wow at the combine is going to be a problem, because that's usually where you'll get a player that just kind of jumps. Or I remember like DK. Everyone really was interested in DK, and DK came out and just dominated the combine. And I remember in just even rookie draft talk for that offseason after that, it was like DK shot up like 4 or 5 spots minimum in rookie draft order.
Yeah, until he hit the cones. But yeah, no, he crushed it. I can't think of somebody else who recently did that. I mean, I know Jonathan Taylor crushed it, but that was when everyone started calling him generational. And but he was always the RB1. But
Well,
yeah,
and the thing with the rookie drafts too is a lot of it's preference this year. If you're going to go for, big time ceiling like maybe Jameson had with his deep threat where he can score on, very few plays, that now you kind of have a different, when I say depth of the player pool, as well as maybe risk appetite when it comes to which players you want, and trading up or trading down maybe come a little bit easier actually.
yeah, I agree. We'll get to the rookie class as it comes along, as the offseason moves along. But I right now I totally agree. It's completely preference. Like multiple people could have wide receiver ones. Like Traylon Burks at the moment isn't my wide receiver one, and he's most people's. That's going to be the nature of this class, and that's why people are saying it's weak. It's not weak. It's just hard. Like it's not generational like last year where we had multiple actual generational players. Yes, congratulations to Georgia. I'm glad that they won. They deserve to win. I'm glad we have a new national champion. And that's it. End of pod. Good talk. No, we have other news. Actually, one more thing I think I want to get to before the coaches is back onto that Sunday night game, the Raiders and the Chargers that went to overtime with the implications of a tie. Brandon Staley, did he blow it with that timeout call?
I think if there was any intended implications that they were not going to be aggressive, the Raiders were not going to be aggressive. Once that timeout was called, it was completely changed. And from what it looked like, body language, even the way that they lined up in formation, I didn't think that the Raiders were really even interested in trying to get that first down until the timeout was called.
Yeah, I don't think that they lost because of the timeout. They lost because they didn't stop them, but it was a bad call to call that timeout. You don't give him another chance to get that first down. I know, like his reasoning is get our other guy in there to are against the 11 set so that we can. I just think Staley's is a kind of a clown. Looking at his sheet to say go for it on fourth down and at his own 18, but the sheet said it was a good idea. But yeah, well, it wasn't, dude. Not just because you didn't get it. My biggest takeaway from that game was the final drive. I don't have the exact plays in front of me, but it was like almost 20 plays that last drive where they went down to tie it up to go to overtime, and they converted multiple fourth downs, 4th and 10, 4th and 10. And Herbert's he's my man. He can get it anytime he wants, but I hated the offense that they ran there. They had almost 2 minutes. It wasn't quite 2 minutes, but it was like over a minute and a half. And they were playing Madden, running streaks and a bench route, just trying to get it all back at once. So what that does is multiple things. It makes it easy on the defense because they don't have to cover you as much. And you're able to get pressure because Max Crosby was eating that tackle. But also, you're taking your best player out of the game. Eckler isn't involved anymore because you're just trying to get 25, 30 yards. So now you're forcing yourself to go to Palmer and Mike Williams, little Mike Williams. He doesn't deserve that BMW title. I know he got that touchdown, but I hated the offense that they ran. And it took Herbert's magic to get there. But God damn, why do you have to put my boy in that position?
I'm with you. I actually think Alabama did the same thing. They were trying to get chunks when they had time left on the clock, like a lot of time left. And the Raiders were really successful rushing with just 4, like the whole game. Like if they brought pressure, it was a luxury. So I really thought I was with you on that. I was like, why are they not doing some more routes to Eckler, even making him a threat out there? So you have to pull a defender up, and maybe you can get Keenan involved more, just even in the middle of the field on that drive. Because you're basically just putting yourself behind the sticks when you have time. Yeah, and Herbert is a god. So
he is daddy. Like you're completely self-removing Eckler from your offense, and now they're just keying in on Keenan, and James Cook has to chip Max Crosby every play, and he's not getting downfield, which is what the whole route concepts were. It was just bad offensive philosophy, and why I'm upset is because because I don't know if they're going to want to fix that because Herbert bailed him out, like they're like, well, Herbert will just do his Herbert shit. It's like, he doesn't have to do that though. Like he shouldn't have to put the whole city on his back. But that was pretty much all I wanted to talk about in the Sunday night game. I mean, it would have been so great if they got that tie. People were losing their minds, like Steelers fans, that like this is so rigged, it's so scripted. And now, I mean, if you're a Steelers fan, wouldn't you kind of want to go out like that instead of getting slaughtered against Kansas City? I'm joking. This is actually an argument is like that I had or a discussion on Twitter about, it's better to not make the playoffs and have a better draft pick than make the playoffs. And it's like, no, you make the playoffs every single time. And I don't care what's optimal. You make the playoffs because that it's about making money, and that's optimal to make money and for people to be invested.
And you just never know.
Never know.
You never know. Talk to the Ravens. Talk to Joe Flacco having the best 4 games of his career.
Gets that biggest contract in NFL history out of it.
Yes.
All right. So now the most breaking news, the most recent breaking news is we got Joe Judge is out. I was a little scared here for a minute. I was a little afraid that he wasn't going to be out of there because we had David Gettleman announced his retirement yesterday, the GM for the Giants. So I think what happened was Gettleman retires and they start looking around for GMs, and every GM says, you got to get that effing clown out of there or you will not get anyone or make him your GM. And cool. Yeah. So Joe Judge, great culture setter, but he is out in New York. We also got Brian Flores relieved of his duties in Miami. This caught everyone off by surprise. He finishes at 9-8. He had a tough stretch this year. They started 1-7 and then won 8 of their last 9. Yeah, that's right. Math. 17-game schedule. But it just seems like he didn't get along with people. He went through 4 offensive coordinators, 4. I don't have the tweet up in front of me. He went through a lot of people though, 4 defensive coordinators. And what it sounds like is that he wanted Watson and the GM wanted Tua, which makes sense because he drafted Tua. But I'm hearing multiple different things. But at the end of the day, it just seems like it wasn't a good cultural fit. But if the guy you fire becomes the best candidate on the market, you might want to give him another chance. I don't know. What did you make of the Flores fire?
The difficulty to work with is always it's just a thing to overcome that never pans out well in any work environment, that being tagged difficult to work with. But I mean, it's hard to argue with, what he's starting to establish. The reason why they were so big on their thoughts of having an opportunity to make the playoffs and do some damage this year was because of him before this season. Now, was the roster ready? No. And I think a lot of people knew that, but they tried to put the cart before the horse and really, really go after it when it's like, no, you had this timeline, consistently build this roster and go on from there. Whoever inherits this team should have a pretty good time, kind of playing with the weapons that they have and continuing to build it. But yeah, this team they overachieved the year prior, which really, I think, messed up expectations and just their rebuild timeline. So we'll see what happens, but I was befuddled by it because I think he's going to get a job very quickly.
Yeah, it caught everyone off guard, and I wouldn't be surprised if he got a job like tomorrow. I mean, if Adam Gase could do it, I mean, Jesus.
Yeah.
We also have Mike Zimmer being fired along with Rick Spielman, their GM.
Shouldn't have fired Spielman.
No, I don't think so.
No, Spielman's been a staple in Minnesota for over a decade. Yeah,
I think it was 06.
They can say what they want about the Kirk Cousins signing, but tell me the quarterbacks they could have gone after in free agency that would have at least held par. And held serve. I would probably say not many.
You're not gonna get Cousins hate from me because everyone else does enough of it. So Kirk Cousins is a just fine quarterback, and I mean, what is up with Kirk Cousins' contract? Actually, is he done?
No, I think he's guaranteed for 2 more seasons.
Did they extend him? because it was originally 3, right?
I can check real quick.
Yeah, live content, people.
I do believe though that it was like just
He's
based
got 1 year.
the penalty,
more
like
year.
he was not moving anywhere for.
Yeah, he's got 1 more year in 2022. So get your Kellen Mullins in, right?
No.
We're going to come back to all of these, so don't worry about that. Chicago dismisses Matt Nagy about 18 months too late. Jacksonville, of course, let go of Urban Meyer a month ago. Las Vegas, John Gruden resigns. And that's it. Sorry, it says Carolina Panthers. I was like, whoa. But so we have the Dolphins, the Giants. Oh, and Vic Fangio, the Broncos. Dolphins, Giants, Broncos, Vikings, Jaguars, Raiders. 6 teams, right?
Yep, you had the Giants in there. Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5. What the fuck? Live content. Well, anyways, of those teams, which spot do you think is the best, most appealing to a candidate?
Broncos and Dolphins.
Ew, really?
I
what
really
makes you think
think
that roster construction? Or
yeah, I think that the Dolphins they need more seasoning. They need a few more weapons.
they need a line.
Well, they've always needed a line. And they got, I really am a big fan of Javon Holland. I think he's going to be one of the best safeties for the next decade. And then depending on how their cornerback situation continues to pan out, with Xavier and I don't know. I just like what they got going on. I just wouldn't mind seeing a few more weapons and a little bit more time for Tua to actually, get his feet wet, develop more of just an overall complete quarterback type of skill set. And then Denver just needs a quarterback, in my opinion.
Yeah, so the only thing with Denver is if you get a quarterback, you've also still got the Chiefs and the Chargers in that division, and possibly the Raiders. If Russ
Vic Fangio made sure that everyone knew the GM never got him a quarterback on his way out. It was really funny.
Yeah, well, you also chose to go Teddy over Locke, and I know it was it cost you probably. You probably would have been in the same. You probably still finish 7-10 if you go with Locke, but you did it with Locke and not Teddy. Like I feel like there's almost some more rope, but at the same time, didn't the GM bring in Teddy? So I don't know. I'm stuck, but neither of those are my pick because I think the Dolphins. I think Flores had a good part in them going 9-8. Honestly, they have some talent, but not enough. The Broncos are very talented, but I would go with the Bears or the Vikings. The Vikings, though, you're bringing in a new GM, but these are appealing because you got the Lions, so you're going to beat up on them. And who knows what goes down with Green Bay. Green Bay is still probably going to be the class of this division. But Chicago, you got Justin Fields, and there's something there. You got some weapons. You got a defense. Yeah, I would probably just take the Bears just to hitch my wagon to Justin Fields.
I would like to see how the how the head coach, whoever takes over from Minnesota, how they handle Kirk Cousins. If they're kind of run the same offense, because then are you really doing anything by getting rid of Zimmer? And you got to make sure that you don't waste Justin Jefferson. So we'll see how that pans out, because a carousel head coach for the next couple of years could be pretty detrimental to just achieving prime Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, I know people like to hate Kirk Cousins, but he has a lot to do with Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson would still be great without Kirk, but he wouldn't be this great. He wouldn't be the best wide receiver throughout his first 2 years if he didn't have a top 12, 13 quarterback.
Jefferson was interviewed after the season, and they asked him, "Did you learn anything through your first 2 years of NFL football?" He said, "I'm good at football."
That's
what he learned.
Filthy. I love him. I love that, man. All right, so that's college football. That's some NFL Black Monday talk. Let us talk. Want to talk playoffs, or should that be main event? Let's talk. Let's just go into the playoffs right now. We got playoffs, as I'm sure you're well aware. We got Saturday games. I'm glad the Patriots are on Saturday, but they are not the first game. The playoffs start with the Raiders going to Cincinnati as 5-point underdogs, total of 49.5. I am a Bengals fan in this game, but I am a Raiders better at plus 180 money line.
I'm on the same side. I think Raiders cover 5, and I think Bengals win the game.
Okay.
That Raiders pass rush is really good.
Yeah, the stench of puke and failure, I don't think is off of Cincinnati yet. Derek Carr, this is his first playoff game. He's in a plan, and Derek Carr is kind of a bad dude. I don't care. He's a little passive, but god damn it, will he try and win? He does a pretty good job trying to win games. Zach Taylor is still kind of a joke in my opinion. I mean, he had a good year, but he had just so much talent. Joe Burrow's first playoff game, a lot of youth on this Bengals team. Bengals are known to beat themselves, and the Raiders are just hard to kill, man. So I like this as one of my upsets this weekend. Wild card weekend is where I like to bet on upsets too. As the playoffs go on, it gets a little chalky, but really a lot of the drama happens here because I mean, what are we at? What are we at? We're at 14 playoff teams. Like almost half the league is in. So you're gonna see some upsets early on. Then Saturday night we got Patriots going to Buffalo again as 4-point dogs. This is the lowest total of any game at 44. And I like the Bills to cover because Patriots aren't playing well. Mac Jones has not been good the last month. I do not count the Jacksonville game. That's like the tune-up game for
the Colts.
Yeah. Yeah, for the Colts. Oh shit! Don't you love that? That's why people can't use the transitive property in football. You know, it's so stupid when people do that. Colts beat the Patriots, and then the Patriots beat the Jacksonville Jaguars by 50, and then the Jaguars beat the Colts. It's like, don't work.
But what felt like 50,
right? So I like Buffalo covering that game. They're a better team. They're at home. They're better at almost every single position besides maybe pass rush. Like, yeah, I just don't think that New England has the dogs, and I think they might keep it close, and I think they might keep it low scoring, but they can't stop the run. So, and Josh Allen's good enough that if he doesn't make his patented Josh Allen mistakes, then I think that they cover by 7.
Allen hasn't been the crispest of quarterbacks in the last month, like compared to Mac Jones as well. I do think the more likely outcome is that Bills do win and cover, but I wouldn't be surprised with 2 or 3 interceptions from Allen. This game goes down to a last-second field goal.
Yeah, absolutely, that can happen. But it's up to they don't. It's up. I want to see what single Stary does. Because
they're finally using him, and it makes me so happy.
I know, because motherfuckers on fantasy Twitter calling Devin Singletary trash for years, and it's like you were confusing trash with opportunity. He's not bad. He's not a bad running back. Like he doesn't come from a small school where he absolutely fucking dominated and hold on to a job and fight off amazing running backs like Zach Moss. Oh my god, that fucking discussion.
And Singletary dominated at Florida Atlantic, but he had the way he did it is the way in which you want to see him do it. He was reading blocks. He actually was slowing down the setup blocks when he got bust outs down the sideline. A lot of things you want to see from a running back. It wasn't just him dominating the competition. It was him working well within his scheme and operating within the confines of the offense.
Yeah, and anyways, I'm not saying I never was saying Singletary was an amazing running back or even like a top 12, but people were trying to say he was like a bad running back, and I was like, that's just false. I'm sorry, he's not bad. He's pretty good. He just doesn't get the opportunity because they don't need to. They have Josh Allen, so just stop confusing that.
I'll say this though, just watching the Bills' offense, I'm feeling pretty confident with almost any receiver that gets playing time in that offense because it doesn't matter if it's McKenzie or whoever, they're going to throw.
Yeah, and he'll get it to you. We got the Bucks 8.5-point favorites with the visiting Philadelphia Eagles at a total of 49. Who do you got in this one?
So you were saying that the Raiders was one of your teams, or were one of your teams that was going to be likely to upset, or one of your upset picks. This is one of mine, actually. Now, I think the Buccaneers win, and it's very likely they cover. But I think this is a game that could go awry very quickly. Buccaneers don't have all their weapons. Mike Evans, though he came back, did get hurt last week. And, Tampa hasn't been like the best pass defense all season. And we could just see some special stuff from Hurts, just some freaky playoff stuff. And this is a game I'm watching out for the upset.
Yeah, I can actually see that too. I think the Bucks could be a little fat and happy, but it's just a matter of, and that, I mean, everybody besides Tom Brady, because that dude has a motor that you will never see again. I wonder how motivated like Tom is because of AB going on saying that shit. And I don't know, but this one's tough for me. I really don't even have a pick. I was waiting to do it live, but I think the Eagles cover the 8.5. I think they lose by like 7. They get a backdoor cover, but I would not. Yeah, Eagles cover because I wouldn't be surprised if they won this one either. And then on Sunday, this is actually the Eagles Bucks are Sunday 1:00. The 4:00 game is a game that I picked way back in week 5 or 6 when the Cowboys beat the Patriots. I think it was 6. I don't know. The Cowboys barely beat the Patriots in overtime after the Patriots tried very hard to give them the game. But the fact was that the Cowboys were just a much better team. And no matter how much ineptitude that they displayed, they just couldn't lose it. And right there and then I said, I'm betting on the Dallas Cowboys to lose their first home playoff game. And that happens to be against the 49ers. And I love this. I love this matchup. The 49ers are hot. They're going to run all over them. Cowboys are going to puke all over themselves. McCarthy's a fucking clown. And this line moved up to 150. I might go hit it again. Plus 150 49ers.
This was my other upset game because there's something that can be said about teams that are physical, but they do it the right way. And that's what the 49ers do. They're going to come out, they're going to hit Dallas in the mouth, and we're going to see how Dallas responds. And McCarthy's really never been good against physical teams because he just doesn't coach that way. So this could be a game that really gets out of hand quickly for the 49ers. No, I wouldn't be surprised if it is close, but the Cowboys are going to need to respond in a big way to start the game.
Yeah. Yeah, you said it. You said it there, bud. I always, like I said, I was betting this game since week 5 or 6, no matter who it was. And when it was the 49ers, I loved the matchup. Like, I mean, they're physical, like you said. They're mysterious. I should get a soundbite for that. Now that we
need a soundbite of Mike McCarthy describing how mysterious Kyle Shanahan is.
Oh, that'd be too good. Yeah, then Jones, owner of the Cowboys,
Jerry Jones,
my glory hole days. Yeah, well, these 49ers are about to glory hole you back into the fucking offseason. Sunday night.
What's that Twitter? Make that a quote.
Oh, I haven't
49ers are going to glory hole you back to the offseason.
that account is so good. I haven't used it much lately, but yeah, you get your fucking picture there with the quote. That's a shout out, all right, highlight. So we haven't done this in a while, and we have this in here. So yeah, that is my terrestrial take of the week. The mysterious 49ers led by Kyle Shanahan come into Jerry's house and run it right down his throat.
These graphics. These graphics just make my day.
Yeah, that one was in here, so I got a shout out. I don't even know if it was Billy or Jordan. I got to get my reads too. Get my reads down. We are powered by Semi Pro Fantasy, a partner of Underdog Fantasy. Yeah, I don't have the reads, but we are now part of IDP Army Semi Pros. Jordan Rames, you love him, you hate him, but same with us. Am I right? So, yeah,
We seem
we'll
to
get
be
the
all
reads.
collecting together.
Yeah, right. We might as well all suck together. We'll get the reads down next week. Live content. We got the Sunday night game where the Chiefs, as the 2 seed, secured their bye against the Steelers. That's the jokes that have been going around. I think the Steelers have a shot, but have a shot to cover. It's a 12.5 point spread, 46 total. Sunday night Chiefs coming off of. Actually, what are they coming off of? It was the Cincinnati loss, yeah. I don't think that they don't really have Burrow and Chase. I don't see them getting blown out, but God, it's tough. I'm gonna take the Steelers to cover though.
I disagree wholeheartedly on this game.
Oh,
I think we can go under 46 and the Chiefs could win 33-3. I really do. I don't think this game is close.
So if the Chiefs do win 33-3, Geek Mill asks, how many sacks for TJ Watt?
Ooh. TJ Watt's such a beast.
I'm gonna go 1.5.
Wisconsin represent, by the way. Yeah, 1.5 is safe. I'll go 1.5. Because he actually had 3 on Sunday, and they kept taking them away from him. He also had 4 if you count the one that he got taken right to his own scrotum. So
I was trying to find a line, but they don't have player props up on DK yet. I would say the line is probably at 1. They could even do 1.25, right? And then have like 1.5 to 1. So yeah, I'm gonna say 1.5. Who day rip? It's your boy Duchesne's and Nubs from the wedding.
Little Bengals action right there.
Yeah, that's our Bengals fan, Rip. What up? I'm rooting for the Bengals, but if you just tuned in, I am betting against them.
I've been telling my buddy all season. I said I'm not even a fan, but the NFL is better when the Bengals are good. Think back when they had Palmer. Now they got the whole new triple threat. Actually, quadruple threat with Mixon, with the 2 wide receivers, kind of like.
Oh, don't forget about
Don't
forget about my goat Auden Tate.
He's on IR though, isn't he?
Yeah, whatever.
It'll be funny. It'll be fun to see where he ends up when he gets
Greg Jennings this shit. Put the team on his back, one leg.
It's okay. I just talked about the 2 receivers. Now Boyd's going to go off it. He's going to be a Uzoma.
Yeah, Uzoma. Yeah. So we have our first and likely only big disagreement. I think the most divisive game is the Monday night game. We got the Cardinals visiting the Rams as 3.5 point dogs, 49 point total. My heart says Cardinals and Rams. Can we? Because I was all in on the Rams to go to the Super Bowl this year, but I was all in on the Cardinals. So I think the Rams. I'm going to take the Rams to cover here.
Arizona's not look good. Yeah. Thing is, though, Stafford's looked pretty god awful.
He's not been good. And this is actually an interesting game that we'll get to in our main event.
Now, for years, the Cardinals have been really bad covering underneath, and that's where Cup should majority of the time operate. So I'm going to go with the Rams. What's the line on this game? And what's over under?
49.
I think it goes over, and I'm going to take Rams 3.5.
Okay. So I think you took the Raiders to cover. I took the Raiders to win. I don't have the sheet up. When I got a new PC, my formulas got messed up. Haven't gone back and excelled at fixing it. But yeah, so the only one we're very divisive on is the Steelers Chiefs. So there you go. That's how you can fade Duchesne's this week. Another way that you can fade Duchesne's is the Action Network. Go on there, look me up, Alexander Duchesne's. I'm making sure to post every single bet that I make this year. Right now we're sitting at 3-1. Only loss was I think it was Utah. Yeah, Utah against Ohio State. Fuckers, I hate Ohio State. All right. Well, that was a lot of news items. Any of them could have been the main event, but we're gonna save awards for the main event, and why don't we just kick it there?
It's time for the main event.
All right, we got awards, and I went back. I struggled through the old pod. I couldn't think of the damn word. My vocab shot. I listened to the old pod where we went over the awards. It was on the block in the back, actually, which was a great time. We should get those guys on sometime.
Yeah, dude, that was so much fun.
Yeah, there was right in your element. They were like your next door neighbors.
Oh yeah, we had the Uper accent going on, drinking some brewskis.
Yeah, well. We went on. We had MVP, offensive player, offensive rookie, defensive rookie. And I think that was it. Then we had some fantasy picks. So my MVP, I had Stafford. Your MVP, you had Kyler. Funny enough, they played Monday night, like we were just talking about. Defensive player, I had Chase Young. We both had Chase Young for defensive player of the year. Sucks that he got hurt. I don't know if he would have won it anyways.
That defensive line underperformed all year, which
All year.
really hurt the cornerbacks.
Yeah, I mean that whole team just underperformed really. Offensive player, I had Nick Chubb. You had CMC. Offensive rookie, Zach Wilson for me. T-Law for you. Defensive rookie, Zaven Collins for me, and Jared Davis for you. So
We're really good at this.
Yeah, we're really fucking good at picking our awards. I mean, so what I was picking, if you go back and listen, I was picking mostly off of odds and not entirely off of who I thought would win, but that's sort of an excuse. I'm not going to completely hide behind it. These are a bunch of bets that I didn't hit. And now I'm afraid I'm not going to hit comeback player of the year. I'm almost afraid Burrow's going to win it instead of Dak. Like, I don't know, because I don't know how that's going to go. So let us rewrite history and see if we can't be wrong now that even though we've seen all 17 games. Who's your MVP?
A-Rod. Easy. Enough said. And fuck you if you don't vote for him because he's an asshole. Fuck you.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with him being an asshole. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers. Easy day. Moving on. Offensive player. Who you got?
Cooper Kupp.
Ooh.
And he's the only other person that I would even consider for MVP.
Yeah. Over JT?
Yes.
Yeah. I was thinking about JT, but I'm gonna just ride you. I'm gonna hitch my wagon to you. Go Cooper Kupp as well. Defensive player of the year.
TJ Watt. It's hard to argue with the sack record.
Did he win it last year?
I'm so bad at this. I don't know the
Because
history of these awards.
Well, I'm saying TJ Watt this year. Yes. It was just that last year, I think he won it, but I really think Xavier Howard should have won it last year. He was an animal and almost had more impact, I think, on his team. Offensive rookie of the year.
Jamar Chase. Excuse me.
Easy, no questions. It's not Waddle. It's Najee maybe has a case, but I just don't want to hear any Mac Jones talk. Just I don't know if this is a straw man argument or if this is just because I'm in Massachusetts that I hear it sometimes. Because during their cute 7-game winning streak where they played garbage or teams that weren't at 100%, which I know is the NFL, but
Donald won it last year.
Oh yeah, dude, Xavier Howard should have won that shit. Get out of here. Mac Jones has not been a good offensive rookie. I'm sorry. He's won some games, but all right, defensive rookie. I mean,
I'll let you go first on this one.
I'm gonna go and say Michael Parsons.
Oh man, we're lined up again.
I mean, it took a fucking sack record out of TJ Watt to take it from Parsons pretty much. So,
Well, you've heard it first on this September 1st episode of Terrestrial Takes. These are our preseason awards that we're projecting here.
yeah. I don't have odds for coach of the year. That's crazy. All right, who's your coach of the year?
While you look up odds, my coach of the year, and no one's going to agree with me, is Sean Payton. Sean Payton took a roster with no QBs and nearly took them to the playoffs. Had a top level run defense, and you could say pass defense all season, as well as didn't have Michael Thomas. And I think he's going to turn some players' head next year, like with Deontay Harris and things like that. I think he's going to have a bigger role, and I think he's just going to continue to develop, even though he doesn't have a quarterback.
What the fuck are you talking about?
I probably deserve that.
There's some options out there. I feel Vrabel or LaFleur or even Zach Taylor, but Peyton.
I don't. Okay, LaFleur's got Rodgers.
Playoff team.
LaFleur's got Rodgers. McCarthy.
Yes, he's got the
McCarthy rode Rodgers to a second team.
That's spicy.
Yeah, I'm probably wrong, but I have respect for the fact that he did what he did without a quarterback all year.
Yeah, I think Sean Payton's a great coach. I think he's underrated, actually. I think he's one of the better coaches in the NFL. And I love betting on the Saints because he always keeps his teams in the games. But he ain't going to be in the top 5, probably.
Fuck you.
I'm shitting on your take because I don't really fucking have one.
I mean, Vrabel's probably the easy one because of how many players got hurt on that team and they still got the number 1 seed. But I don't think they played that well. So
no, they did. I mean, what are they? 11 and 6?
Well, I'll say this: they beat very good teams earlier in the season, but it definitely looked like a struggle to end the season.
Yeah, I mean, there was a point in the season where a different person was holding it. Like Bill Belichick was the coach of the year in early December. Zach Taylor making some noise with it. Brian Flores is getting some fucking odds, like actual odds, and he just got fucking fired. I'm just gonna go with LaFleur. I don't really have a take here. I'm gonna go with the guy with the MVP.
Probably a good bet.
Any other awards that I missed?
Were we gonna do comeback?
Oh yeah, comeback. Who you got?
Well, I know preseason I said that if you were going to take this player, it was James, the safety for the Chargers. You should take him as defensive player of the year because he had actually better odds in terms of payout if you took him as defensive player. But I think James had a really good season.
Yeah, you did. You're right. And it was quiet, which was weird because Derwin James hype was always so loud and he was always hurt. But when he actually is on the field and tearing it up, you don't really hear anything.
He also quieted a lot of offensive players when he was on the field.
Shh. I'm going to say Dak because I got a $10 wager. It ain't much, but I placed that back in April for it was at plus 250 or something. So get 2.5 units back, hopefully. But I mean, as I was saying before we started recording, I didn't even think about it, but Burrow might be gaining some steam with that, especially with the way he ended the year.
Yeah, Burrow's a beast. I had him at a second or third tier for for Dynasty, but no, he's worked his way right up into that top 7, top 8. So it's just pick your favorite now.
Fantasy wise, or
yeah.
I had Burrow at 7 coming into the year, and he moved up to 6, I think. My top 9 quarterbacks are the same they were to start the year, which I thought that's not take lock. I just kind of nailed the top of quarterbacks, I think. I'm also a little take lock. I have a little take lock on Justin Fields. I'm not giving up on my boy there. So maybe that's one.
Nope, I love Justin Fields. I'm with you.
I think that's it for the main event. So I guess we should hit the button.
What the hell?
Yo, the sign is real simple, B. It says wrap it up. Wrap that shit up, B.
So, time to wrap it up. Let's go to our highlight of the week. What do you got?
I kind of like this live thing.
Yeah, I like it more as a performance than an editing. Like, oh, that's gonna be my highlight. You actually, no, I'll go first. My highlight of the week is when Jordan was giving me the pitch, and he was talking about how we were talking about this, live being a more of a performance than going back and editing, where I would have to go back, cut everything into time, and make it louder and fade out, and do all this work after we recorded. And he was talking about it, and Jordan, he puts on his hood, he's got his hands like up his sleeves, he's like, "You motherfuckers don't even know." And I don't know, dude, that's just so funny. I felt it was like it was when I had 30 listeners and all this work I'm putting into this pod. You fuckers don't even know.
Pretty much right, yeah. I wonder if he's still on his T kick. We'll have to bring him on and talk IDP with him for a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. We'll get you on, Jordan. What you got for a highlight?
Well, I know that we're starting to plan the Super Bowl party, and that'll be very exciting. And I would say my biggest highlight is my buddy of mine. He moved down from Tennessee. He's been living with me. He just got his first offer to he's graduated law school, so he's going to be an attorney. And even the offer itself is a pretty impressive payday to start out, and I am proud of him. So that's awesome.
Well, congratulations there. My other highlight of the week is I went to hot yoga yesterday, dude. Got a nice sweat on, got my inner chi kicking, and it was sick. I'll be going back.
We were talking to some of the girls at work. They're going to do that on Thursday, and they've been inviting us to go with. And I'm like,
I highly recommend it.
Kind of chubby, and I'm kind of not flexible. I used to do it when I used to run track and cross country. I used to run 60 miles a week, and I used to do yoga, and it was good. But like now I'm just fat. So
yeah, me too. But I was a fat dude doing yoga. It was pretty sweet. All right, we did it backwards. We've only been doing this for like a year, but we'll get to our gripe of the week. And I also have two of these. So I'll start with one. High top shoes that don't have a loop for me to pull the fucking shoe on. So I have to unlace the entire shoe to get my foot in it. I can't stand it. I can't be spending 10 minutes of my morning putting on sneakers when I have Crocs staring at me saying, "Dude, just put me on. It's 5:00 in the morning. You're going to the gym. Why do you need to put these shoes on?" And I'm like, "You're right. All right. You're right."
I got two as well.
All right. Hit me with one.
It's been cold in Texas, and it's kind of annoying. But the gripe is not that it's cold. But the gripe is when you have a million sweatshirts and you can't decide which one because of how windy it is and which one's going to like best protect against the wind. And then I also, like I said, I'm fat now. So not all my stuff fits right. So I'm like, I could wear this, but then it like will like bunch up on my arms and shoulders. Or I could wear this. It's a little bit longer, but it doesn't block the wind at all. Yeah. So little things. It's the little things in life.
Yeah, my other one. Little things, unlike our guts. My other one is Sleeper. Love you, Sleeper. Love that you follow me. Don't unfollow me. All right, I need every one of those few followers to stay with me. Is when you renew a league, it changes the order, and it turns on all the notifications again. And then because it's a new fucking fresh league with no one on the trade block, everyone has to go and put their fucking garbage and say, "Yo, my garbage is up for trade." All right, it's up there. You can my 23 4th, dude. It's on the block. You can come get it. I'm trying to move it. So my gripe is Sleeper. That entire thing, because I'm in a lot of leagues, and I guess I boiled over with it, and it got me thinking. I think there should be like a 3 limit per team on the trade block to make it matter more. Because, like, dude, we know everything else is for sale. You're just like diluting your own market here. Like, this is a guy. He's on the block. I'm trying to move him. That's it.
Nothing connected to my gripe, but there's a couple things with Sleeper. I love Sleeper, but there's sometimes I feel like I get phantom notifications that won't go away. And that's kind of annoying to me, as well as just leave the transaction history right where it is. Like, don't reset that. because I sometimes want to look back at that. And then if I want to, I got to go back to a different league year to look. And it's just, that's annoying. But my other gripe is going to be, I noticed this when I drive home, people that will be in the completely wrong lane and then wait till the last second to get in the right lane. And it's always in front of me every single fucking time. They like see me coming. And they're like, oh, we got to get in front of Tim.
A lot of people coming from Europe.
I don't know. But whatever lane I'm in, they'll come across from 2 or 3 lanes to get in front of me. And I just hate it.
Yeah. One of our viewer agrees with the trade block limit. Something I thought of during that rant I was having earlier today. And I was like, it seems like kind of a good idea. So I don't know. Glad that our listeners agree. Sorry that people can't drive, Tim. They can't drive here either, but I don't get a lot of wrong lanes. So that's pretty wild.
What about even with the trade block, you could put in what you're interested in for each player. The same way people can
with the nicknames.
Show interest
people
in
do
your
that
player.
with their nicknames.
Yeah, but I mean, like you could.
No, I'm saying it would be better with the block, but
yeah, it could just be something that goes in underneath like the player card when you're in that, where you just kind of select the positions you're interested in moving it for.
Yeah. I'm just gonna check real quick if we have any reviews. We had another like 1-star review, but people aren't writing. Tell me why we're a 1-star. I need to know.
No, we need the reviews so we can read them.
Yeah. All right. So go trash me there, and yeah, if you could tell me how you fade Duchesne's. Tell me why we suck, how we lost your money. Give me it. Let me know why so we can improve. I can't improve unless you tell me why. But I mean, that's about it. Anything else, Tim, real quick?
Nope. Just have a good week.
Yeah, I agree. All right. Peace.